history as a woman. Anything that is seen as a threat to society, bodies are a battleground. There is an image of how an Egyptian woman should act, think, be. Historically, the women bodies have been seen as the carriers of values and norms and culture of the nation. What women wear is literally embodying national values.
In Egypt, the people in charge of enforcing these values and norms are mostly men.
In the state, it's quite patriarchal in the sense, like you can see even from the composition of people in power, the judiciary is almost exclusively dominated by males, prosecution is almost dominated by males, the police is dominated by males, so that's why you see that these public morality laws mostly target women, because for them, women speaking in public spaces and on issues that are not acceptable to them is simply immoral.
Anyone in Egypt who sees something they deem immoral can seek charges by accusing the person of promoting debauchery or public indecency.
From the point of view of the government, it kind of helps them in having some sort of community policing, in the sense that the community is policing behavior and speech.
Activists say they fear that Egypt's debauchery cases reflect a larger deterioration of the state of freedoms in the country.
What we're seeing today in Egypt is that any form of speech, including what you wear, what you tweet, retweet, what you post, it can lead you to prison. It really points out to how Egypt has effectively become like an open-air prison.
An example of this is the case of activist Amal Fateh, who published a video in which she talked about being sexually harassed in Egypt using harsh language. She was jailed for 2 years, partly because her video included material deemed racy. The state went so far as to charge her for belonging to a terrorist group.
So basically, these laws are not just to silence, but also to keep a certain conservative interpretation of cultural norms and values, and defame anyone and scare other people who think about doing any work politically. When there is discussion in society and when there is a space in society to reform itself, or the progressive tide is gaining ground, these laws ensure that this doesn't happen.
But many Egyptian women don't want to accept the status quo, and they're demanding change.
I think women are pushing forward despite challenges they've been living with. There are thousands and millions of women who push boundaries every day on the streets of Egypt, and they are doing really important work.